This is Raya,
Champagne,
Treva,
and Lynn.
Today's book-to-movie adaptation is Dog's Way Home. Yes, yes.
Whoop, whoop. The third book in the trilogy by Bruce Cameron. We already reviewed A Dog's Purpose, A Dog's Journey, and now it's A Dog's Way Home.
You bring it on home, man. Bring it on home.
And so Bruce was the screenplay for all three of them, I think. Maybe not the first one, but definitely for this third one.
Good old Bruce.
And I like that because I think that's why... I mean, we can jump right into it, but that's why I think the book-to-movie adaptations have been pretty good with most of the series.
But before we jump into it, we're going to drink. We're going to talk about drinking Broadbent. It is my favorite Vinho Verde from Portugal.
Vinho Verde.
I had it when I was there and fell in love, but I love Vinho Verde. So thank you, Broadbent.
Is it green?
Yes. Oh. It is a Portuguese green wine.
Oh, I mean, I heard Verde, so I'm like, it must be green.
Vinho is wine, and Verde is green. So
I know, because I know un poquito Spanish.
Even though it's Portuguese, but it's okay.
It don't matter. Verde's still green.
Hence the color of the bottle that we're drinking from right now.
Exactly. It's actually green.
Cool.
Anyway, back to the book to movie.
I just want to start off by saying that it was amazing to me because I felt like they hit every single milestone or journey that the dog went through in the movie. And while I was reading the book, because he went through so many different things, like the big cat, the mother cat, he lived with the couple for a little bit. He lived with the homeless vet. There was just so many things that happened that I just knew they were going to cut so much of it out of the movie.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
So I was so happy about that.
Well, I feel like they did cut out a lot from my perspective, but they hit on the important part of the book. So that's why I'm not disappointed, I guess, from this adaptation, because they did leave in the highlighted parts of the book.
Yeah.
The part I wish they would have kept in was when Lucas was first training him to go home. Mm-hmm. And he did. They showed that. But they didn't show when the dog catcher was coming to get Bella. At that very moment, he took the collar off in the book and said, go home, so the dog catcher wouldn't get him. They left that part out.
Yeah.
He just didn't move.
Right.
He told him to go and he didn't go. In the book, he went home.
Yeah. I remember that piece.
Yeah. So
the other part that they left out that kind of made me upset because it didn't correlate with the other movies was when Ashley Judd's character, Terry, didn't have seizures. And that part was correlated to where in A Dog's Journey, she was able to tell when CJ's mom's friend had cancer.
Yeah.
So I thought like that part would like connect the books, but they left it out in the movie. So I was kind of disappointed by that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot all about that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I mean, I think as I looked through all three of them, they did connect them very well, but the end just wrapped it all up for me. So I thought that was really, really good. I just kept thinking to myself, this poor dog. When he gonna get home?
So what I'm missing is how this one related to the other two.
Bella?
I mean, yeah, Bella. Because I felt like from the first one to the second one, it was, Ethan.
Obvious. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and his kids, I guess. But from this one, who was related or how does that...
Exactly.
Because
And that was one of the parts that I was saying that like this one was like so far from the other two. And that one piece is what I picked up when I read the book was that the correlation between how Bailey became other dogs and he would sense cancer would be the same thing of like when Bella sensed seizures or sickness. And that was the one connection that I had from this third book to the other two. And that's why I was kind of like, how's it connect now?
Right, so it's like a totally different movie from everything.
Wasn't the dog Bella at one point in the one of those books, in the first two books?
I don't remember.
I thought there was a dog named Bella, which was my connection, but maybe I just made that up in my head.
It just came back as Bella.
And that would have made sense. I would have been fine with that.
I realized the rest of the people were dead and gone. But
right. But that would have made sense, but they didn't say that.
They didn't. You're right. They didn't tie
reference
together.
it at all.
But maybe it's just a whole new story.
I just assumed that.
Yeah. And I did too in the beginning. I was like, okay, so but it still would have been nice to hear that now this, newborn is whole nother dog from.
That would be an interesting question posed to Mr. Bruce Cameron. Mm-hmm. Was it really supposed to be connected or no?
Yeah. He may have just assumed that we were, or implied, in his way, in his mind, maybe he thought he was implying that this was another dog, reincarnated again. But I don't know, because he didn't say that.
So one of the changes that I did notice is that in the book there were 2 female roles. So it was the woman that Lucas liked, but then she was engaged to another person, and then there was a woman that worked in the hospital. Yes. And in the movie they kind of made that one person.
One person, yeah.
Which I wasn't mad about. I appreciated that because a person was kind of his best friend. And you think that person was irrelevant?
Andrea, Audrey.
Oh my gosh, I loved her.
I did too, but I thought you were going to say that.
No, I wasn't, because I actually loved her. Okay. She saved the day so many times.
Yeah, she did.
And she was his ride or die, man. She had his back on all instances.
That's true.
So I like that.
One of the things I really liked about the book, I love, I can't remember if they said it in the book. I loved in the movie. I loved when he was stealing food from everybody.
And he thought that chicken was for him.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, just set it out for me. The rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
It was so funny.
That was so funny. But I liked when Big Cat saved Bella from the coyotes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you guys peep out that they were playing Lean on Me?
I did.
Oh, I did.
It was a
and I was like
version.
getting emotional.
It was a slow version of Lean on Me. You're right.
Like, lean on me when you're not strong.
Yep,
And I was like,
It didn't fit in. It was cute, but it didn't even fit in.
It did.
It was so
It did. It was talking
Rhea.
about friendship.
No, I'm just saying, like, it did not get into, I'm like, where did that come from in this movie? Because, of course, all I can see is Joe with a bat. And so I'm like, who's Joe with the bat?
I have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who was
What are you talking about?
The movie.
Who was Joe?
Who is Joe?
Lean on me.
You mean Joe Clark?
Yes.
Wow.
That's all I can.
This ain't even in the right context.
Are you kidding me? They slowed it down.
Yeah,
it
was a whole nother singer.
And I was like, they playing Lean on Me because that cat saved him. Big Cat saved him. Yeah, I got a little misty when I heard Lean on Me.
It was cute.
The one thing I did not like, so the movie with the CGI of the animals, it was way too obvious, and it kind of threw it off for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with the cat and them playing sequence, that part of the movie, because they did it a lot, but that one was like over the top, and I'm like, really? Like the CGI was just way too much on that
Especially
one.
when you have
it looked fake.
Other movies that were done with like animal actors.
Exactly.
Maybe a little bit of CGI, but this one was like full blown CGI.
Right, exactly.
Oh, I guess you had to if you're going to use mountain lion.
Mountain lion. I get why. Right, I completely understand why. He would have ripped them to shreds.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought they messed that up a lot.
Too much CGI.
Yeah, way too much. I mean, it just took it to the point where it looked fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get that impression. Like, I didn't feel like anything was fake, but I was just so emotional watching that movie. I'm not really sure what was going on. Because even when Bella and Lucas reunited at the end, I was crying.
Oh, that's the only part
that was
probably cried on.
Yeah, that was good.
I was
good at the end.
She traveled halfway across the country for you, Lucas. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I'm crying on Lean on Me. I cried on that. I'm like, why am I so emotional over these stupid animals?
How do you guys feel about them leaving out the police officer that helped the homeless veteran not being in the movie?
Oh, like when his sons were doing some stuff to him, or
no?
What are you talking about?
It was the sons, or was it the neighbor's sons, or something?
I think it was. I don't know whose sons, but they were just riding by.
The policeman knew who it was.
Yeah,
He knew exactly who the boys were.
Exactly. But remember, the policeman kept coming up to Axel, who played the the character, who was the homeless veteran. He kept coming to him, asking him, "Hey, maybe you should go back to Denver because it's going to get cold here, and if I don't want anything to happen to you." And he had. He had Bella at the time, and I was thinking to myself, I was excited at the time because I thought he was going to say yes because that was his way of going to the VA hospital in Denver when they would have reunited. But they left that completely out, and of course he didn't go. He ended up passing away. But they left the police officer in that whole interaction because the police officer actually brought him a tent and a heater. since he was going to be outside and then some kids coming to it down.
I think it might have been too much of, I think it may have been too much of a focus on the mistreatment of veterans that might have pulled away from the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think they said in the movie that it was he was a veteran. Yeah.
So, did you guys know that T.D. Jakes was the executive producer of this?
No.
Yeah, I thought I saw it in the credits. I'm going to have to double check, but I'm pretty sure he was executive producer.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know that.
This would be a T.D. Jakes type movie.
Well, I thought about it once I saw it, but yeah.
I laughed out loud literally when Bella was saying that when she was with the mountain lion that Lucas is going to be so excited once he meet the big kitty and we all can sleep in the same bed together.
No, he's not.
I was like, probably not.
Lucas gonna run from me.
Right. It was so funny, and then they showed them all sleeping in the bed together. It was hilarious, like his little thoughts or whatever. I thought that was funny.
How do you like the characters of the movie, though?
I like the characters. I thought they all did a good job.
I absolutely love anything and everything Ashley Judd does.
Me too.
So I'm definitely a fan of hers.
Yeah, you couldn't go wrong with
I loved Tio for some reason.
Who was Tio?
He was one of the doctors, I guess the helpers, I guess, at the
Patrick
VA
Gallagher?
hospital. Yes.
Is that his name? Yeah.
One quick thing about the movie again. I didn't like the way they changed it, though.
Changed what?
The end of the movie from the book. Because in the book, the dog, Bella went into the VA hospital. First person she saw was the receptionist who was trying to,
get her out.
And then Bella saw Olivia, which is Lucas's girlfriend.
Right.
So she got all excited and they had their moment. And then she called Terry, which is Lucas's mom, out of a meeting, Olivia did, to tell her, oh, you won't believe this, Bella's here, or whatever. So she gets out of her meeting and that they had their moment.
Right. So
then apparently in the book, Olivia and Lucas had an argument that day or something. So she was like, well, just go ahead and call him or whatever. And so she calls him and tells him he has to come down there or whatever. And while they're waiting for Lucas to get there, he goes and interacts with all of the veterans that he was interacting with before he left. Because he became like an emotional support dog at the VA hospital before So he, and everybody was so happy to see him. And that moment when, they hadn't even gotten to Lucas yet because the dog catcher was outside waiting.
Still trying to get him.
Trying to get him or whatever. So all of the veterans came out and was like, oh, you got to go through us. You got to go through me. You got to go through. So they was having this big dynamic. But then Lucas shows up and they just like, it would look almost like what happened, but they just rearranged it, I guess. Because when he went to the VA hospital, he saw everybody, but everybody at the same time, pretty much. He saw Lucas first, then he saw Olivia, then he saw the mom. So I liked it better in the book, the way because it was like a grand, drawn out. Yeah, it was like a grand, like
it was more like $7,000 worth of film instead of the.
And Bella also had individual relationships with everybody, so that would have definitely given that away versus her just going to one big welcome back.
Right.
I love the end of the movie. I was crying, so.
Yeah, I was too. But I just like the book better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I do like the book better.
Yeah.
All right, so we ready to rate this?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'll start, and of course I give it a full class. I was thinking about a long day at work only because of the seizure thing, but now I see that there are other connections, and I love it. So full class from Lynn.
I would agree. It gets a full glass for me as well. Entertaining, matched the book as best it could. It wasn't that much off that it really made a difference for me. So, I really loved both of them. So, I give it a full glass.
I will also give it a full glass. I almost gave it a long day because, like I said, I like the ending of the book better than they should have kept it the same, I feel. But either way, it still had me tearing up. So, I definitely give it a full glass. Say you, Treva?
And I'm also giving it a full glass because I just absolutely love the way that they incorporated most of the book into the movie. So yeah, full glass for me. Full bottle. What bottle? Full bottle.
Yes, a full bottle. I get so so excited when they do well. I
Me
really
too.
do. It just means a lot.
So keep it up, authors. We need it to be the same.
Right. But
not
you know,
necessarily the
Well,
author.
well,
I
that's
feel
true.
like, yes, the
That's true.
screenplay writer.
And all that, yeah.
but I feel like the whole dog trilogy stuff by Bruce, for the most part, they did a good job.
It's amazing. But he was a screenplay writer also, so that kind of makes sense. And y'all already know I'm obsessed with these dog movies because of the reincarnation.
Because I feel like in the beginning you didn't want to read any of them.
I didn't, but
But now she feels like she
Now
wants
she's
a dog in another life.
because I feel like I understand dogs so much more. I feel like this is like a true story. It's like a reality show for
Well, that's
dogs.
exactly where it came from. I mean, you think about it, dogs really feel like, how did he know I wanted that?
Yes, like, and the way they act and him explaining, like, oh, this is what they're thinking, like, oh, it's perfect.
Yes.
We are getting real deep right now.
Give me one more glass.
Enough.
Give me one more glass.
Of the Broad Vino Verde from Portugal.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Dog people out there, they know what I mean.
My chewy friends.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Still going.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Follow us, like, subscribe.
Read, watch, wine.
And let us know what you want us to read this year.
Please check out our Instagram page and look at the next book that we are getting ready to hit on the list.
Yeah.
Keep up, be ready.
Read with
A lot
us.
of good ones.
Read with us.
Bye.